Hello everyone, this is THG, aka the Scheme Gamer, and welcome back to our all new episodes of Flip Through. This is episode 13. And I'm finally back, finally happy to be back on camera after a week long break of not making YouTube videos, taking like a week and a half vacation and all this stuff, slash break, because I needed it and all that other stuff. But now here I am back again and all that, doing another episodes of Flip Through. So if you don't know what Flip Through is about, be sure to check out the first episode on my channel to tell you what all about. So be sure to check out all new episodes of Flip Throughs along with my Games I'm Playing Season 2 series every other Friday on my channel. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. Now for this episode of Flip Throughs and all that other stuff, we gotta flip into another Game Informer magazine from the early 2000s. If you saw in my first episode and all that other stuff, I did a one issue from November of 2002. This time we're gonna do another issue from June of 2003, which is a preview from Tony Hawk Underground, the first one and all that stuff, as well as the other games as well. Preview of Ratchet & Clank Going Commando, and the previews from Mario Kart Double Dash, Vector Man, Shadow Op, Red Mercury, Lord of the Rings: Return to the King, which is like the best Lord of the Rings game ever made. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2003, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Star Wars Rogue Squadron 3, Rebel Strike, Batman Rise of 2, Madden NFL 2004. Back then, Michael Vick was the popular player, and he was the cheat code for every other game. SOCOM 2, PNO 3, Narc, NHL 2004, and The Italian Job. And the reviews of X-Men 2, Wolverine Revenge, Return to Castle Wolfenstein, Evil Dead, A Fifth Form of Busiek, Mega Man Network Transmission, Castle Aria of Sorrow, Resident Evil Dead Aim, Unlimited Saga, Chaos Legion, Star Wars Galaxies, and Lost Kingdom 2. Like 2003 was the best year of like hype games when the first came out, like Mario Kart Double Dash, Ratchet Clank Going Commando, Lord of the Rings: Return to the King, Madden NFL 2004, NBA Street Fighter 2, etc., etc. Like 2003 was the best year of peak gaming out of the 6th-gen era from the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube era and all this stuff. So here it's the front right here. Shows you the preview, like I said, shows you the preview of Tony Hawk Underground. And on the bottom right here, it says the preview of the review of Enter the Matrix for the GameCube, PS2, and Xbox as well. So anyway, without further ado, let's flip through this magazine. So here is the front. And also a preview look at SS3 as well. So, which I still have my teenage copy to this day. Or one of the best snowboard games ever made. So anyway, without further ado, let's flip through this magazine. Here is the first page right here, showing you the page of LMB 2004. Nothing special right there. Which good one right here? Here is here is the ad for Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Before they have the Xbox versions right here from the PS2 and all there for the PC. Classic right there. You have Alter Echo. Here Return to Castle Wolfenstein, which I never played any of the Wolfenstein games before and all that stuff, but those games were hype back in the day and all that stuff. In the PS2 and the Xbox era and the PC era as well. Back then, PC gaming was really dope back in the day. Here is the previews from Spider-Man 2, Tony Hawk Underground, Sphinx, and the Shadow set, which came out later, Sphinx and the Curse of Mummy, and the feature preview of Ratchet Clank Going Commando, and the app for Midnight Club 2 on PS2 and Xbox. So those are really bring back so many memories and all that stuff. Preview for like hype games or for hype games when it came out. It was like really dope as a kid and all that stuff. So here is the preview of Freestyle MLX, the special right here, and then all the M index and all that stuff. Here's Ikaruga, the shoot 'em up on the GameCube, which is a good shoot 'em up, but hard as shoot 'em up though. So that's really cool. Here is the light gun game of Resident Evil Dead Aim. And the editorial forum right there. It shows you all the artwork from the Game Informer of the 2000s and all that stuff. And here's the ad for a preview of Pirates of the Caribbean coming out on PS2 and Xbox. And some Game Informer Spy for all the people who does the Game Informer and stuff. Here's the Dear GI section. TGI News. Talk about the news about the games that are about to be released, about to be coming out. So tell me, comment below, do you own any of the Game Informer magazine from the early 2000s? Tell me in the comments below. And here's the preview of My Street on the PlayStation 2. It's like an Animal Crossing of PlayStation back in the day. State of Emergency. It's like a Grand Theft Auto clone right there and all that stuff. Really good game and all that stuff. I played for a little bit back in the day and all that stuff. And it was a really dope game and all that stuff. Not good at Grand Theft Auto and all that stuff in my opinion, but this is a really good one right there. So yeah, there is that preview of State of Emergency on PS2 and Xbox. And the GI News and all that stuff, they talk about the Microsoft Midway games and all that stuff for like NHL Hits and LNB Slugfest and all the other stuff. So nothing special right there. And also, back in the day, all that, this game is for like $20 bucks new and all that other stuff. But you see, went to GameStop and all that other stuff, which are really awesome in my heyday and all that other stuff. So. Here's some random stuff right there, nothing special. And here is the preview of one of the best Spider-Man games ever made, besides the PS1 version and all that other stuff. That is the preview cover of Spider-Man 2, which is based off the movie and all that stuff always. And all that stuff. There's a preview of that and all that stuff. One of the best Spider-Man games ever made. A second place next to the Marvel Spider-Man on PS4 and PS5 and all that stuff, and the web swinging and all that stuff, the city mechanics, swing around New York City and all that stuff was a blast back in the day, all that stuff. So here's that right there. It shows you all the screenshots on the game and all that stuff. Yeah, only on the original Xbox 2 and all that other stuff. And that's it for the preview of Spider-Man 2. And now for the preview of the first Tony Hawk Underground. Which I saw a commercial back in the day and all that other stuff. You could create your own skater and all that stuff to do like bust your mission, do some story mode and all that stuff. Which I never played much of the Tony Hawk Underground games as a kid and all that other stuff. I owned the second one on GameCube and all that other stuff, but I saw a commercial for that back in the day as well. So yeah, so here's a preview of Tony Hawk Underground 1 on PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. So what's your favorite memories of Tony Hawk Underground 1? Leave a comment below. An online feature was a dope thing back in the day too. Like back then we didn't have like internet like popular as it is now. Like online, y'all like broadband and all that stuff. You could hook up your internet connection to your PS2 onto your computer and all that stuff, which is like a awkward thing back in the day. But now, looking back at it now, it was awesome thing back in the day before the internet and Wi-Fi and all the other stuff. So yeah, here's that. Here's a preview of Sphinx and the Shell set, which later on named Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy. So here's that. They've released on PS2, Xbox, and GameCube, and now they re-releasing on the Switch. So yeah, here's that. I have it on GameCube too. So and here is the preview of one of the best Ratchet and Clank games ever made. Like not my favorite Ratchet and Clank game ever made. My favorite Up Your Arsenal one that I played the most. But this one is second place right here. One of the best Ratchet and Clank games of all time. Here's the preview of Ratchet and Clank Going Commando, which I beat last year and all that stuff. And one of the best Ratchet and Clank games ever made and all that stuff. Even though I played a little bit of it as a kid and all that other stuff, I play Up Your Arsenal the most. And then this one and all that other stuff. This is a great game right here and all that stuff. The weapons, the story, the humor, and everything about this game right here and all that stuff. So yeah, best Ratchet and Clank game ever made. Ratchet and Clank Going Commando. So here it is right there. That's it for the preview of Ratchet and Clank Going Commando. Here is Factor Man on the PS2, which I've never seen a remake of the 3D version of Factor Man back in the day and all that stuff. So yeah, here's a preview of that. Based off the Sega Genesis Classic and all that stuff. Here's Shadow of Red Mercury. Here's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2003, which I beat it on the original Xbox like years back and all that stuff. It's a classic right there. Bring back a lot of memories. Playing on the PS2 right there. Based off the 2003 TV series, which is one of the best Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle series, in my opinion, and all that stuff. Next to the one that I grew up with, next to the 80s cartoon and all that stuff, which showed reruns back in the day in the early 90s. So yeah, there is that. Here's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, PS2, Xbox, and GameCube, and I beat it with Raphael and all that stuff. So. And here is a preview, one of the best snowboarding games of all time, next to SSX Tricky. I still have this game to this day and all that stuff. I still have it on the GameCube and all that stuff from my teenagehood and all that. That is SSX 3. Like one of the best snowboarding games ever made. The soundtrack, the characters, and everything. And also with the cheat codes and all that stuff, you could play as the characters from the previous games and all that stuff, like Eddie with the afro and all that stuff, etc., etc. So this is one of the best snowboarding games ever made. So here's a preview of SSX 3 on PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. Best snowboarding game ever made. Have you played SSX 3? Leave a comment below. And here's one of the best Lord of the Rings games of all time. I used to play a lot on the GameCube and all that stuff. That is Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King, who is one of the best Lord of the Rings movie and game ever made. And all that stuff. I used to play at my brother's friend's house back in the day on GameCube and all that stuff. Used to be like a couple times and all that stuff. Like one of the best Lord of the Rings games ever made. So yeah, here it is. And here is the preview of Star Wars Rogue Squadron 3 Rebel Strike on the GameCube. Which I saw the commercial for this back in the day and all that stuff. If you pre-order it and something like that, you unlock the Star Wars arcade game back in the day. So there's really good touch to this game right here. I only played the first one at N64. I never played the two of them on GameCube. So here it is right there. Here's the Italian job based off the 2003 movie from the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube right there. And here's Sega GT Online on the original Xbox as well. Here's The Suffering on the PS2 and Xbox, and then releasing on the GameCube and all the other stuff. One of the best horror games ever made. And Ape Escape 2 on the PS2. Here's Batman Rise of Sensetsu and all that stuff, which I used to own this game back in the day and all that stuff. Not the best Batman game and all that stuff, but it was alright Batman game at the time. And Ark the Lad Twilight of the Spirits, which was like an RPG and all that. Here's Narc on the PS2 and Xbox, and they're releasing on the GameCube. And the preview coming out in the winter of 2003. I still have this game to this day and all that other stuff. That is Mario Kart Double Dash on the GameCube. So which is really dope back in the day and all that stuff. I saw so many commercials for Mario Kart Double Dash back in the day. One of the best Mario Kart games ever made and all that other stuff. Next to Mario Kart 64 and Mario Kart 8 and all that other stuff. So yeah, there is that Mario Kart Double Dash on the GameCube. Here is one of the best fighting game of 2003. That is Soul Calibur 2 on the PS2. You can play as Heihachi from Tekken, Spawn on the original Xbox, and the best version of all out of the GameCube version out of all the three, you can play as Link from Legend of Zelda. So here is a preview of Soul Calibur 2 and Medal of Honor Rising Sun, which I used to play that back in the day too on the GameCube at the friend's house and all that stuff. Those are two great games right there and all that stuff. So these are the preview of those, which I saw a commercial for both of these games back in the day and all that stuff. especially Soul Calibur 2, one of the best fighting games of 2003 and all that stuff, and one of the best Soul Calibur games ever made and all that stuff. So yeah, there is those are those. Here is PMN03 on the GameCube, which is like Capcom top Capcom 5 games and all that stuff. Beautiful Joe, Resident Evil, and Killer 7 and all that stuff. And Harry Potter, Quidditch World Cup on PS2, Xbox, and GameCube and all that stuff. So yeah, here's a preview of those. Here is StarCraft Ghost, which will come out on PS2, Xbox, GameCube, which never released on the GameCube and all that other stuff. And Masters of the Universe He-Man, Defender of the Great School, which will come out on PS2, Xbox, and GameCube, which I believe never released on the GameCube. And Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2 on PS2 and Xbox and all that stuff. So yeah, here's a preview of those games right there. Here is a preview of WWE. Here's a preview of WrestleMania 19, which was a okay wrestling game at the time for the GameCube. Saw a commercial for this game back in the day as a kid. And here's a preview of WarioWare Metro Micro Mini Games on the Game Boy Advance. So here it is. Here's a preview of NBA Ballers, which the first one has so much fun memories back in the day, reading the Game Informer, a preview of what the game is about and all that stuff. If you haven't seen my short of that and all that stuff, it's on my shorts thing on my channel, so be sure to check it out. We have Monster Rancher 4 on the PS2, Madden NFL 2004, one of the best Madden games out there, next to 2005 and all that stuff, because Mongo Fick, he was your cheat code back in the day and all that stuff. Before the dog incident and all that, I don't want to go into all that. And the another football game that is NCAA football 2004. So here it is right there. And here's the previews of Downhill Domination and Fatal Frame 2. Crimson Butterfly, which come out on the PS2 first, then re-release it on the Xbox and all that stuff. And here do you have subscription and all that stuff. Used to back in the day, my mom signed me up for the Game Informer. I used to get me these in the mail and all this stuff. Every other time I reach home from school, every time I watch X Play and all that stuff, I read these games and all that stuff. You know, I own the GameCube, at the time and all that stuff. So yeah, here is that. Here's Armed and Dangerous on the PS2, Xbox, and PC, and the PC game that started all in the Call of Duty series before you started on like console gaming and all that stuff back in the day. Or I used to watch on Arena and stuff. That is the original Call of Duty on PC, which is an instant classic right there. So yeah, there is those. Here is the previews of Ghost Recon Island Thunder, Pirates of the Caribbean, Secret Weapons over Normandy, and Soldier of Fortune 2 Double Helix. So here's a preview of those. Here is the photo file and all that stuff. So here is the games that originally come out like mid 2003 or so. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, Mark Carlin, Even Prophecy, NBA Live 2004, Phantasy Star Episode 3, Card Revolution, like a card based game, Feast 3, and Spy vs. Spy, which is like the two good games out of the 2003 era and all that stuff. In my opinion, as Prince of Persia stands the time, and NBA Live 2004. So yeah, those are those. And here are more of them. And here is the Dragon Ball Z Legacy of Goku 2, which the Legacy of Goku games was really dope back in the day. It's like an RPG in the Dragon Ball Z world and all that. So really cool. NBA Jam 2004, which I have it on the original Xbox. Espionage, uh, full full throttle on my wheels. Sorry about that. Roadkill. It's on PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. American Idol. Summer Heat, Beach Volleyball, Salmon Max 2, and Wrath Unleashed. The only good thing about this page right here and all that other stuff, that is the Legacy of Goku 2 and NBA Jam 2004. So yeah, there's this page right here. Here's more previews. The Muppet Party Cruise, Tak and the Power of Juju, was saw that game as a commercial as a kid. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, NHL 2004, Empire's Dawn of a Modern World, Shrek 2 the game, which I saw that commercial back in the day too and all that other stuff before the movie was released. Dinotopia, The Sunset Odyssey, NASCAR Thunder 2004, Disney Extreme Skate Adventure. It's like a Tony Hawk clone with Disney characters, and Harvest Moon and Wonderful Life. It's like a boy version of the game. Then, like a year or so later, they release a girl version, like Another Wonderful Life. So yeah, here is those. The only good two games right here and all that stuff. That is Tak and the Power of Juju, and Shrek 2 the game. So yeah, those are those. And that's it for all the previews. So here's some random stuff right here. And the game of the month, that is Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Nothing special right there. For all you PC lovers and all that others there. And here is a preview of Enter the Matrix on PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. With me and my sister being on PS2 back in the day, it was a cool game back in the day, but looking back at it now, not that great. And Chaos Legion on PS2. So yeah, here are those. Here's Unlimited Saga and Resident Evil Dead Aim, which is like a light gun game on PS2. And here is the reviews of X-Men 2 Wolverine Revenge, Honor Mona Lisa, Doc Hack Fallen 2 Mutation, Evil Dead, The Famous Film of Busick, and the reviews of Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Battle 22, IndyCar Series, and G1 Jockey 3. Here's another review of Enter the Matrix, this time on the GameCube, and Lost Kingdom 2. Here is Mega Man Necro Transmission, which is like a crap game in my opinion. I used to play a lot as a kid and all that other stuff. And Tube Slider, and the GameCube version of X-Men 2 Wolverine Revenge as well. Here is Return to Castle Wolfenstein Ties of War on the Xbox and the PC. 2003 is 20 years old, you guys. Cannot believe it, like 20 years old when these games were released on PS2, Xbox, and GameCube and all that. So here is the Xbox version of Wolverine Revenge. And the Xbox wikis are World Racing, MotoGP2, Godzilla Destroy Monsters Melee, Furious Karting, Phantasy Star Episode 1 and 2, Star Wars Clone Wars, Burnout 2 Point of Impact, and LMB Pitch Inside Pitch 2003. We're almost halfway to the page, guys, so bear with us. Here is the Xbox games of Roller Coaster Typhoon and Evil Dead, A Fateful Music, and the PC game of Star Wars Galaxies and Empire Divide. The Star Wars games was dope back in the day in the early 2000s, and some of them now and all that other stuff. So I own most of them on the Xbox and other stuff. So yeah, there is that. Here is the pre-reviews of Postal 2, Tropicana 2, Shadowbane, and Medieval War, Total War Viking Invasion for the PC. Here is the Game Boy Advance section, which is like the revamped version of Donkey Kong Country on the Game Boy Advance. WarioWare Mega Micro Mini Games and Castlevania Aria Sorrow and Yu-Gi-Oh! Worldwide Edition, Stairway to Destiny Duel and all this stuff. So yeah, here are those. I used to own the Donkey Kong 1 on Game Boy Advance back in the day. It kind of like the remake version of the remastered version of from the Super Nintendo version with the soundtrack different and all that other stuff. So yeah, so here is those. And the Yu-Gi-Oh games on the Game Boy Advance was good back in the day too and all that stuff. So here it is. And here is a review for the Game Boy Advance, Muppets with on the Show, Lost Vikings, Mega Man Battle Network 3, Blue and White, and Splinter Cell. And here is GameStop back in the day and all the stuff when they used to sell their PS2, Xbox, and GameCube games and Game Boy Advance games and all that other stuff. That when my mom and my dad got us a GameCube with 3 games like GameStop back in the day and all that other stuff. Like GameStop and all that stuff back in the day was really, really dope back in the day in the early 2000s. So here it is right there. With the pre-owned PS2, pre-owned GameCube, and pre-owned guarantee with Metroid Prime and Metroid Fusion, and also with the e-reader link cable and all that stuff. Ooh, bring back so many memories and all that stuff. Unlike now and all that stuff. So here it is right here. Here is the Game Informer charts and all that. You see it right there. And that's it. And that's it and all that other stuff. So he just shows you the archives from June of 2003 and new releases about to be released and all the dates and changes and all that other stuff. And here is secret access. It's like a cheat code thing and all that stuff back in the day. When you want to have like a cheat code back in the day, when you're in the store, you have one of these magazines or like a cheat code from the demon and all that other stuff. You back in the day, I used to rip on one of them from my cheat codes and all that other stuff. Take it home, put it in my pocket, and take the cheat code thing out of my pocket, and use the cheat codes for all the games I had and all that stuff. You use the cheat codes for Def Jam Vendetta, Amplitude, Chaos Legion, Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, LMB 2004, and the NBA Street Volume 2, X2 Wolverine Revenge, Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, Godzilla Destroy Monster Melee, State of Emergency, and Prisoner of War. So here it is right there. And here more cheats and all that other stuff. Like the ones before, Roller Coaster Typhoon, V-Rally 3, X-Men Wolverine Revenge. Here's the GameCube version's cheats of Jet Death Vendetta and Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee. And WWE Crush Hour, like a Twisted Metal WWE version of Twisted Metal. X-Men 2 Wolverine Revenge, Red Faction 2, and the Code of the Month and all this stuff. One of the best games of 2003, one of the best preview games of 2003. That is Zelda the Wind Waker. And here is the Eclectic GI stuff. Nothing special right here. And that is it. And there's an ad for Brute Force on the original Xbox. So here it is right there, which is like an underrated game on the original Xbox. So if you haven't played Brute Force and all that, you should check it out. Highly recommend it for you to have original Xbox. So yeah, there is that. And finally, last but not least, and on the back, here is an ad for Clock Tower 3 on the PS2. So yeah, there is that. So that's it for all new episodes of Flip Throughs. Me flipping through the Game Informer issue 122 of June of 2003. Tell me in comment below what's your favorite memories of the issue of favorite memories of this issue or any other issues you own of Game Informer of the early 2000s. Make sure to comment, like, to subscribe. If you want to follow me for my upcoming videos, check out my Facebook fan page. The new Facebook fan page is going to be a link in the description down below. And I'll see y'all next time with another video. Thank you very much, and goodbye.